and welcome. In the previous video we learned about squares, and now in this video I'm going to introduce to you the inverse operation of squares, that is square roots. So what do we mean by inverse operations? Inverse operations are nothing but a pair of mathematical operations that undo each other, like addition and subtraction are inverse operations. Let me give you an example. 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. If we need to undo addition, we do subtraction. That is 8 minus 3 is equal to 5, which is the original number. In the same way, multiplication and division are inverse operations. Let me give you an example. 2 times 3 is equal to 6. If we need to undo multiplication, we do division. 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2, which is the original number. Similarly, the operation that can undo exponents is roots. The symbol used for roots is this, which is called radical sign, and the number written under the root is called radicand. So, the roots are the opposite operation of exponents. We can undo a power with a root, and we can undo a root with a power. Therefore, squaring is raising to the power 2, and second root of a number is called square root. Hence, the inverse operation of square is square root.
We know that squaring is multiplying a number by itself, while square root is finding the number that when multiplied by itself will give the number under the square root. Let us see a few examples to understand the square root of a number. We all know that 4 square is 16. So, square root of 16 is equal to, now we need to find that number when multiplied by itself will give the radicand 16. So, we can write 16 as 4 times 4. So, the square root of 16 is 4. Now 4 is that number when multiplied by itself gives the radicand 16. Let's see one more example. 5 square is equal to 25. So, square root of 25 is equal to, now let's see, 25 can be written as 5 times 5. So, 5 is the number which when multiplied by itself gives the radicand 25. This table shows square roots of first 20 perfect square natural numbers. Square root of 1 is 1. That means 1 is a number when multiplied by itself gives 1. Square root of 16 is 4. That means 4 is a number when multiplied by itself gives 16. Square root of 64 is 8. That means 8 is a number when multiplied by itself gives 64. Square root of 225 is 15. That means 15 is a number when multiplied by itself gives 225. Square root of 361 is 19. That means 19 is a number when multiplied by itself gives 361. Square root of 400 is 20. That means 20 is a number when multiplied by itself gives 400. Next, let us look at the square root of perfect square numbers using multiplication table. All these numbers highlighted in yellow are perfect square numbers. Now, let us see the square root of these perfect square numbers. Square root of 1 is 1, which means 1 multiplied by itself gives 1. Square root of 4 is 2. That means 2 multiplied by itself gives 4. Square root of 9 is 3. That means 3 multiplied by itself gives 9. Square root of 16 is 4, which means 4 multiplied by itself gives 16. Square root of 25 is 5. That means 5 multiplied by itself gives 25. Square root of 36 is 6. That means 6 multiplied by itself gives 36. Square root of 49 is 7. That means 7 multiplied by itself gives 49. Square root of 64 is 8. That means 8 multiplied by itself gives 64. Square root of 81 is 9. That means 9 multiplied by itself gives 81. Square root of 100 is 10. That means 10 multiplied by itself gives 100. Now, let us see where we have come across the concept of square root. In geometry, we have learned to find the area of a square when the length of a side is given. Area of a square is equal to side into side, that is side square. If we need to find the length of a side when area of a square is given, then it is an inverse problem. We use length of a side is equal to square root of area of the square. Now look at this figure. This is a square of area 25 centimeters square. So, length of a side is equal to square root of 25 centimeters square, which is equal to 5 centimeter. So, 5 centimeter is the side of this square. Now, let us see few important points. First point, square root of a perfect square even number is always an even number. To understand this, let's see few examples. Square root of 4 is equal to 2. Here 4 is a perfect square even number and square root of 4, which is 2, is also an even number. Let's see one more example. Square root of 64, which is equal to 8. Here 64 is a perfect square even number and square root of 64, which is 8, is also an even number. Second point, square root of a perfect square odd number is always an odd number. To understand this point, let us see few examples. Square root of 9, which is 3. Here 9 is a perfect square odd number and square root of 9, which is 3, is also an odd number. Let's see one more example. Square root of 81 is 9. Here 81 is a perfect square odd number and square root of 81, which is 9, is also an odd number. Third point, also note that square root of a is equal to a raised to the power half. That means square roots are same as 1/2 powers. That is, we can also convert the radical to exponential form. Let's see an example. We can write square root of 8 as 8 raised to the power half. Let's see one more example. Square root of 9 can be written as 9 raised to the power half. We can further simplify this as 9 we can write as 3 square whole raised to the power half. Now using power law, we can write this as 3 raised to the power 2 times 1 by 2. We can simplify here, cancelling the common factors, and we get 3 raised to the power 1, which is equal to 3. So square root of 9 is equal to 3. We can simplify in this way also, by writing in exponential form. Fourth point, the square root satisfies the following two standard relationships. The first one, if a and b are positive numbers, then square root of a times square root of b is equal to square root of ab. Second point, if a and b are positive numbers, b not equal to 0, then square root of a divided by square root of b is equal to square root of a by b.
Thank you for watching. Practice the sums given in the worksheet. Happy learning.